What's going on, guys? Welcome back to In the World Not Of It podcast. I'm Siddons.
I'm Lane.
I'm Matt.
I'm Lincoln. Welcome to episode 50. Guys, it's episode 50. It's episode 50. It's episode 50. Did he just fart? No. He hurt his leg. Oh, I gotta go home. Anyway, it's episode 50. Shout out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shout out to do the hit the game winner. Because you're tough. Shout out Drake May. Shout out Genghis Khan.
Okay.
Shout out Caesar Augustus. Shout out all the
Caesar Augustus?
Julius Caesar.
This is episode 50. We're on TikTok, Spotify, Instagram. Anywhere you
We're
can
not on
find podcasts.
SoundCloud. We're not on
This is about
SoundCloud.
the Prodigal Son, whatever you want to call it. Basically, real quick, before we get started, I want to say thank you for 50 episodes.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to y'all for being around. Congratulations to me. Congratulations to
That
the symbol. 50 episodes. It's taken, what, a year and a half? Right?
there's only 72 weeks in a year, by the way.
What? There's 52 weeks. 52? You said 70.
He's losing it.
Oh, my bad. It is 52. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever said on here.
Make that a blooper. How about that? There's 72.
I'm too tired, man.
Dum, dum.
Triple T.
All right. Well, today we're talking about what, Lincoln?
The pod, not the pod. The prodigal son.
Prodigal son, not sons. Prodigal son.
Luke 16. No, Luke 15. 15, verse 11. You want me to read it? That sounded really. I had a weird voice when I said that.
You want me to read it?
There's three parables in this book, Luke 15. Is where we're going to start at. We're going to start in, I think, verse 11. Yes, verse 11. Yeah. And we're going to...
I feel like we've talked about this before.
We have.
Okay.
It's already been an episode, I think.
We can talk about it again.
Go home, Cone. Go home.
Okay. Luke 15, 11 through 32.
I'm not locked in.
And he said, there was a man who had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the share of property that is coming to me. And he divided his property between them. Not many days later, the younger son gathered all he had and took a journey into a far country. And there he squandered his property in reckless living. And when he had spent everything, a severe famine arose in that country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him into his field to feed pigs. And he was longing to be fed with the pods that the pigs ate, and no one gave him anything. So I'm going to stop there and kind of break down what's happening. So like we said, there's a father, and he has 2 sons, and they're both going to get an inheritance when their father passes away. But the first son asks for his inheritance early, and he goes into a far country and spent all his money in reckless things. That could be drinking, that could be on prostitutes.
I think he
was gonna
gambled
say
it away.
Gambling could be one.
Did
of them.
gambling exist then?
Yes.
They gambled on
They
Jesus'
cashed
I know,
lots
I
of
know.
Jesus clothes.
I know, but like,
Probably not like with chips.
I bet free
Yeah,
age
they wanted.
gambling.
All right, I raised 50.
Free age gambling
not
would have
gonna
been
do
so tough though. Like not
Free age
not
gambling.
gambling
Hit me.
is tough, but
It's so tough.
I stand.
Lane Cooper, 2026.
Here's half my myrrh.
I'm putting all my myrrh on black right here.
That's my frankincense.
So he spent all his money in reckless living, and then a famine came into the country and wiped out a bunch of stuff. And so he became poor because he spent all his money, obviously, and there wasn't much for him to do. And so he went and he went and got a job with somebody, and he was so poor and so hungry that he wanted to eat the stuff that the pigs were eating, which is just straight up slop.
mm-hmm.
It's disgusting. So just think about how hungry, how needy you have to be to want to eat something like that.
That's like, I guess, today if you just like went to like the nearest dumpster and just started
Yeah.
looking for food.
Or-
It's basically the same thing.
Or still eating,
I mean, you
eating
can still
pig.
go eat whatever feed you got to pigs, but I don't know. It was a bad joke. That's all I'm thinking about right now.
And then verse 17. But when he came to himself, he said, "How many of my father's hired servants have more than enough bread, but I perish here with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me as one of your hired servants." And he arose and came to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion, and ran and embraced him and kissed him. And the son said to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, Bring quickly the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet, and bring the fattened calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found, and they began to celebrate. That's the second part of this passage.
I just realized that we actually haven't went over this because this is what sparked the once saved always saved debate.
It was.
Yeah, and I don't even know if I think the episode after it might have been when we talked about
We just argued the entire time. There was no conclusions drawn.
No.
I'm down. No rush, Dan.
Well, he comes back to his father when he realizes what's wrong. And my favorite part about this whole story is verse 20, and he arose and came to his father, but while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion, and ran and embraced him and kissed him. So think of like a driveway to a house. He was likely walking up there, and his father was waiting for him, and he saw him. And while his son was far off, he was still sort of on his way back. He wasn't fully back to his father yet, but he was wanting to be with his father again. His father met him where he was. He picked him up, and he dressed him in the best robes, put rings on his finger, put shoes on his feet. In that same way, when we're like the prodigal son and we run away from God and we spend all of our time in the world and we do all these things that aren't going to fulfill us ever in our lives, and we realize our wrongs and we choose to go back to Him, in that moment that we choose to go back to Him, He sees us and He feels love for us, and He runs back to us and embraces us and puts us in the best clothes, metaphorically, obviously, but He celebrates us. He celebrates our return with His angels. He does all this because we've decided to run back to Him. And when in reality, we do not deserve even the best robes in general, because we ran away from Him and we dismissed Him and who He was and His word.
Deserve the pig slop.
Yeah, basically.
we deserve worse.
You deserve death.
No, but what I think about is the realization that you have to have. So, like, if you are like the lost son, I don't want to say prodigal over and over. If you are the lost son, the first step to even going back is realizing what you did. He took, like we often do, he took what God or his father had given him. We took it for granted, and we're just wasting it. Like we waste our opportunity every day with falling into the same temptations, which that's just part of it. But we're just wasting what God is, trying to give us. The eternal life, the eternal reward that we're trying to have, we're just wasting it. It's just like we used an example last episode, I think the episode before, who knows, where it's one of the people in the prison just letting you out, like you're on death row, you're meant to die, and then somebody just comes and takes that away from you, and then you just waste it by going and doing the same thing that got you back in that same place. And addictions are hard to break, whether that be big or small. And like we talked about tonight in church, there are idols in our lives. There's plenty of idols. For the longest time, I know I idolized all this other stuff and didn't focus it on God. You can idolize yourself.
You can even idolize like stuff that's meant for God.
Yeah, you can idolize, like,
Church attendance.
if you wear a necklace or chain, which I'm not saying this is bad, but it has a cross on it, and you're like, okay, that's going to represent my faith, and that's like all you kind of show, you can start to idolize what that stands for, if that makes any sense.
The cross on your neck shouldn't be an example of Christ. You should.
Yeah, you don't have to. And I'm not saying it's bad, because I'm wearing a wristband right now that has a cross on it, But if I just like went around and was like, yeah, this is it, and I just held my hand like this, then there's nothing. I'm just idolizing the process behind it. Like the perfect attendance in church. You can do the worst things in the world and go to church every day. You can, basically what I'm saying is you have to realize who you are. You got to realize what you're doing too. You can't change because you feel like you'll look better. There's no change at all. It's basically just you covering up what you don't want other people to see. There is a mirror that you have to hold up on yourself. And some things are harder to change than others. I just lost all my ability to speak. Others. But it's like holding on to possessions that continue to hurt you. I'm losing my ability to speak. It just hurts you more and more in the long run. Holding on to past relationships, past addictions. Even when you stop doing one thing, it's not like it doesn't domino effect to something else. So, like, this person hurt me when I started, like, showing this side of myself. And when they hurt me, though I'm over this person, I still don't know if anybody would appreciate who I am if I acted like this. Even though this is who I truly am. Trying to just hide the parts that you don't want others to see simply because one person didn't like it. That doesn't mean... I would love to sit here and say be yourself, but we also learned why that's a bad thing. Not being yourself, but idolizing who you are. Idolizing your identity. It's evil. And acting like life is just so simple. It's so black and white. Sometimes people don't know why they're upset. Sometimes people don't genuinely know what's bothering them or what their problem is. They just know that it's there. And whether they know how to fix it or not, that's the choice that they have to make. That's the realization that they have to have in order to move back in the right direction. And the right direction might not even be just, going straight to church or going and talking to someone about it. Maybe the right direction is just them simply, starting with the smallest thing possible. Like if you struggle with addiction to some sort of drug or something, maybe, this sounds crazy, but you limit it at first and lower it. I know this isn't probably not how it works, but if you just completely cut it off, it's going to be more, you're going to want to go back. You're going to miss it too much. But if you slowly realize why it's hurting you more than it's helping you, then you realize, okay, that's something I do need to cut off. Even though it's going to suck, I'm going to have to do it. And then this has nothing to do with it, but I brought it up when we were originally supposed to film, but I was late that day, so it kind of ruined everything. But I don't think this will lead back. If it does, then I'm a genius.
We want to finish this topic.
Yeah, finish that topic and then I'll rant. So you can go on. Realization is my key point of that.
Unless anyone else has to say about this last part, I'm going to move on to the last little section of Prodigal Son on 25, which is about the other son. Now his older son was in the field, and as he came and drew near to the house, he heard music and dancing. And he called one of the servants and asked him what these things meant. And he said to him, "Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fattened calf, because he has received him back safe and sound." But he was angry and refused to go in. His father came out and entreated him, but he answered his father, "Look, these many years I have served you, and I never disobeyed your command. Yet you never gave me a young goat, and that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours came, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fattened calf for him." And he said to him, "Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. It was fitting to celebrate and be glad, for this your brother was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found." It can be really hard for us as people who have been Christians for a long time to get jealous of new Christians and the attention that they're receiving for this dedication, this new dedication, and this new thing, when in reality we should be celebrating with them. Because it's a human thing to want attention, but the thing is, we shouldn't be seeking attention from others. We should be seeking attention from God. And this also could be that maybe because this person has newly become a Christian, it looks like God's working a little bit more in their lives than they're working in ours. And so we can become jealous of them and how their relationship is formed with God. Because when you think of a new Christian, it seems like their relationship might be a little better because it starts out with a big spark, a big flame that's going on in their heart, and they seem really on fire for God. Maybe for you it was like that at one point, but it's kind of died down. It can be really easy to be jealous of that person who has that new spark. But like it says here, we are always with God in every moment. And so we should be celebrating that in itself. Every moment that we breathe, that we have a relationship with God, should be a celebration. And because new people come to Christ, we should be welcoming and we should be open and we should be celebrating that they did this. Basically, being with God should just be a big celebration of your existence and what he did for us, and inviting new people to the celebration, if that makes any sense. And so, kind of for me to summarize this up, in the same way that we often go and we indulge in the things of the world, and we get lost in them, it leaves us alone, drained with nothing at all. It will never fulfill us in any way. When we choose, just like the prodigal son did, to run back to God and to ask for forgiveness and realize that we messed up, because when we fall short, it is because of we messed up. When we go back to God, he is going to welcome us with open arms, and he is going to celebrate us for our decision to run back to him and to choose him, because choosing God is always the best option and the most effective option to get out of any hole that you're in. And so, like I said, God meets us right where we are and brings us home to him and adorns us in the best clothes and puts shoes on our feet, puts rings on our fingers, all those things. They rejoice at our arrival because we're coming back to the greatest thing in the world with the most love. So that's just a beautiful thing that we can do all these horrible things. We can take God's inheritance for granted, or the inheritance being his grace and his sacrifice on the cross. We can take that for granted and just still come back regardless of how we took it for granted.
Another thing, realize that God is way better than the Father. Even though the Father was waiting for him, that's the key part, is that God, even down the road that's isolated from him, he's always there. He's just waiting. Like the Father is, he was waiting. But all the Father could do when his son was gone is just hope that he comes back. God, I feel like, is continuously working for you to make that decision to come back. Because he's not going to make the decision for you. He's going to let you do your thing if you want to enjoy the world with what it offers, which is death. But if you want to enjoy that, he's going to let you do it. I mean, I feel like that's kind of merciful in itself. Get to understand why he is the way to go. But unlike the Father, even when you're down that wrong path, he's still right there with you. He's beside you, waiting like the Father, but he's there. Because at the lowest of lows, you know God is still there with you. Whether you want to think about it or not, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, he's still there. And then, I just lost my train of thought. But do y'all want to say, I don't want to just sit here and speak if y'all have something to say. If not, then I'll continue to just say whatever.
I thought about just a little when you talked about a new Christian, how their faith and how their walk with God seems better than yours. But we start talking about, last week, about how it's not God's fault that your faith is running short. It's your fault. And it's not like it's just never going to happen. I mean, it's happened to me multiple times where I've felt so far from God, farther than I ever was, but in reality, I was closer than I ever had been. I just hadn't opened my eyes to it. But, always, God is standing there with open arms, as Matthew said, and you can come to him truly whenever. I mean, he's a 24-hour service. Always want to make that known. I mean, it's not like the only time you can worship God, the only time you can talk to God is in Sunday. I've said this in a podcast before, but like, if you can praise God on a Sunday or a Wednesday, you can praise him on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Thursday, and every single day after that. I mean, yes, it is special that we get the opportunity, and it's a privilege that we get to go to the Lord's house and worship him, but that doesn't make it any harder, or it doesn't make it any different that we shouldn't worship him on a day that's not the Lord's day.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's also just kind of a comfort thing when it comes to Sundays. Because one of the things that I feel like people hate the most is feeling like they're just by themselves, especially in something that is that important.
I mean, the Lord's Day isn't supposed to be a work day. Lord's Day is supposed to be a day of comfort. You know, a day, like we would say, a day of recuperation, you know. The days that you really need God, in my opinion, is the days that you aren't going to church. Yeah. I mean, you've got all these godly people surrounding you on a Sunday or a Wednesday or a Sunday night. You know, those are the times where I don't want to say you need him the least, but you have a lot of backup and support.
Yeah. You have a community to fall back on.
On the middle of a day, it's easy in school. I mean, you've got people all around you all the time, but in different places, different work, you know, you're going to different states all the way around the country. I mean, some jobs make you have to miss church, you know, a hospital or any kind of doctorate, you know, it's hard.
Emergency stuff.
Right.
I find that, I mean, obviously your mind goes all over the place throughout the day. It's constant. And it's hard to stay focused on the one thing, but like it's really hard for me to sit there and think about, how am I going to show God like this, and this if I'm helping somebody that's just driving me crazy over the phone or something. Like that kind of just, I don't know. I feel like it's a feeling though, like an instinct to where it's like if you can help someone, like you really feel like you have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody calls and, you know, I'm supposed to be done for the day and they're just like really needing something, whether they do or don't. I mean, some people just want their stuff quicker. I mean, there's something there where it's just like, I feel like I really need to, you know, go help this person. Right. And it doesn't have to be about work. It can be at school too. Mm-hmm. If you see somebody that looks like they're obviously struggling, or there was a kid the other day who was talking to me, I didn't even realize it. We walked down the entire is it math and science hallway and took the right towards the library, and I didn't even realize he was talking to me until we made that turn. And he just needed someone to talk to. And so I was like, oh, okay. He's talking about Charizard EST, I believe. Any Pokemon fans, they can figure that out. So I was like, you know, I didn't know what he's talking about, but obviously he wanted to talk about something. So I was like, you got a Charizard? Dude, I don't have any of that. Like, he was so excited about that. But I saw him the other day. He goes, you talked about the Charizard, and I feel like that's like the greatest feeling ever.
Right.
Like he remembered that, even though it's so little.
You might have made that kid's day.
Exactly, I mean, and I feel like
you don't know how their home life is. I mean,
there's so many opportunities at school, like not just academic. Just when it comes to
a lot of times, that's people's excuse. Well, I can't go out in the world and talk to all these people because I'm not around anybody.
Dude,
I have school.
Any job you get, and I thought my dad.
You're surrounded by. In some schools, you're surrounded by 2,000 people a day, you know?
We did it for people that didn't speak the same language.
Right.
Yeah, if people
Bible read.
That is not how it goes.
No, I'm joking.
You throw it out. No, I'm kidding. It's if you can communicate the same thing through a different language, then there's no excuse on why you can't. Shout out Duolingo. Hattie does Duolingo, which is hilarious.
Duolingo killed me.
I hate Duolingo ads.
I don't get ads. I still got the
Hey, the premium.
No. I got it for free from Miss Fulbright. I'm still riding that benefit somehow.
Ads on different apps.
It's always this thing where it's like, we miss you, and he's doing this, and it's like, come back, and he's doing this, and it's the superhero button. It's every time.
I love
yes,
the Duolingo
that's what it says.
so
I'm
much.
like,
I love the Duolingo.
Duolingo, I love you.
Well, it wasn't.
But shut up.
It was just a meme at first about how it's like some murderous thing, and then they just fed into it. Now it's part of their app.
Anyway, that's completely off topic.
We probably need to wrap up.
But-
Alright, you need to do your.
You'd run out of tape. That was elite.
Okay, we're
That
done.
was elite.
We're done.
Anyway,
You can talk
Stop.
about your thing next week.
That's all I gotta say.
yeah, I can. I want to go watch Will and Mutt. Shut up. No, I'm not shouting him out. He's probably.
Everybody, go listen to Amos Moses' song.
I don't know what that is.
My Super Bowl prediction, since it's on camera, February 3rd is when the Super Bowl is. I'm pretty sure.
8th.
8. Sorry.
I preach the Sunday after. Tune in.
Make the Super Bowl a national holiday. So my guess right now.
I'm so sorry.
Apology video.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so since it's on camera, my Super Bowl prediction is.
Who's in it?
We don't
We don't
that's
know.
why he's predicting it.
Who we got in the NFC? Rams and
The Seattle
Rams and
Seahawks. The Hawks.
Seahawks killed the 49ers. Sam Darnold might see ghosts. I'm gonna go Rams, and then
Yeah. PBR's in May. Anyway,
who is it? Patriots and Broncos.
professional bull
Give me
riding.
Patriots.
It's gonna
I'm
be
mad at the
It's gonna be a
Broncos.
Super Bowl 48-50 all over again.
Give me JB Moon.
What happened the last times the Rams and the Patriots faced in the Super Bowl?
A $7 million.
Wait, what Super Bowl are we on?
bull ride.
Huh?
What Super Bowl are we on?
No, I'm kidding.
60.
I have
Super Bowl 60.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
60. Anyway,
It'd be
guys,
Super
this
Bowl
is the end of the
50 again,
episode.
50?
Goodbye.
That was Panthers Broncos.
Oh, it's
Okay,
48.
in the
Peyton
year
Manning.
2016 it was played. It's a 2015 season. That was
The Lord
Super
of
Bowl
Jesus Christ
50.
be with you. My love be with you all in Christ Jesus.
I'm in.
So it'd be Super Bowl
Amen.
60.
Which one did the Seahawks and Patriots play?
2014,
48.
2013, 2014.
20,
No, because 2013 the Broncos were the best offense of all
Y'all
time,
have a great
and then they
week.
got
We
beat.
love you.
It was
I'm sorry
8
you're
to
talking about
43.
sports. I don't know anything about it. Love you
The
so
best
much.
offense of all time.
Goodbye.
Praise
Peyton Manning
God. Hallelujah.
sucks.
Jesus Christ wins every single time.
Malcolm Butler at the goal line.